obviously, if the Gene team is going to keep bringing up people that force make me uncomfortable or whatever and have to leave the panel, then I I guess I'm not on the Gene team because the Gene team's not looking out for my well being, and they can't say they don't know. Some of them know, and if they ain't spread it to everybody, uh, the tactics that these people use in different things that cause me to basically, not feel comfortable or have to leave, then, fuck it. I'm just, I am so done. And I didn't get escorted out of any doctor's office ever in my life. No, you ain't gonna apologize to me, JM. You don't mean it, dude. None of y'all have ever believed me. You never given me the benefit of the doubt. You never thought that maybe I could be a fucking rare case or nothing. Nothing. And that's the facts. I didn't ever abuse my drugs. Always taking my meds since I've come back home as prescribed. I knew how not to take meds the right way. I did that back when I was an addict. And yeah, I guess you could say that once had that brain can always be there, but that brain is able to be controlled since I'm being taken care of for my medical issues. I have that control back in my hands. No one's ever just letting up. And you guys, you can say you're individuals and you can't control filthy and all that, but you do things at his behest. You look up to him and all this. He's your troll daddy or uncle or whatever, and he's not my dad. And I never would have tried to go at the guy or anything or bothered him. I just wanted to leave me alone. You don't have any right trying to ruin my life. I'm a young person still. I'm not, nothing that I've been through or whatever has been set in stone. Uh, and none of the mistakes I made are set in stone nor prove anything. To threaten me with PI, fucking trying to keep me from going into the field I want to go into, this is wrong. All because he has fucking doubts. Well, I mean, he's not no authority or anything over any of it or me or nothing. I hate to say it, it's no disrespect. That's just the way it is. That'd be like me fucking not liking somebody on here and not wanting them to go into welding because that's what I'm in, because I don't like them. And I think and I question their ability and stuff. I may have legit 100% real concerns and stuff, but that still don't give me the right to try to fucking have him followed around or find out where he is going to be going at so that I can make sure every time he does go or get in somewhere, we have him fired. Like, that's some bullshit. Yeah, you want to do live streams and have fun, JM? How about take my fucking dead mom's picture off? How about take that shit down? How about, make an apology? And Mustard Squirrel, you can get the fuck up out of here, bro. For real. I'm not abusing drugs, Jack. The reason why I'm emotional is because of shit I've been through. You have a picture of somebody's grave that mimics her initials and shit at the beginning of your intro. My life is together and straight, but y'all's leader is acting like he's not gonna allow it to be kept straight. I'm in treatment, I'm monitored, I have a therapist. I'm no longer gonna be a medical marijuana patient because I've used it to the point, Filthy may say what he wants that it's not weed. It is weed in combination with what I already take. And I don't think he understands the weed today from whatever weed he may have smoked back in his day is 10 times as strong. Picture of me with fucking deuces, some guy with deuces up and other people all around the grave, and it's got my mom's first letter of her first name and then her last name spelled out. And Shan and some other people's faces posted on it and all that. I mean, JM, that's the truth. I didn't need a welfare check that day. You guys know why you done it. Sure, maybe you didn't expect me to have that reaction, man. But I mean, a person can only take so much fucking pressure. So, yeah, I snapped. I said that to the cops because I was tired of being fucked with. They wouldn't do anything about it. And Gene called me a basket case because he didn't understand my issues or whatever, just like a lot of y'all don't. That's fine. I didn't deserve any of this stuff. I just wanted to be a part of something that was covering interesting stories about people. And if they were doing bad things, yeah, but not manufactured things or lies or anything. I've been in healthcare for 10 years of my life, and I don't deserve it to be threatened by these people. I've never made any mistakes in my job as or duty. The only mistake I made was when I messed up and I had taken something that had more than what I thought in it, and I went through a drug-induced psychotic episode. And thought I wanted to kill myself when I should have been not taking stuff like that, and I should have been attending to my responsibilities, and I failed. And that's the only time, but it didn't hurt, you know. Luckily, those actions didn't really cause too much harm, except just, the mental and emotional harm to my friend and the person I was taking care of. They were worried about me. I worked for weeks taking white and black and Mexican people's blood. And I didn't have anything in the normal challenges that come up with it. I was very respectful and empathetic, and there's absolutely no reason I couldn't do it once I get fully off of the pot and have that surrendered and everything. And have my certification done. There's absolutely no reason why I can't work in that field. And it's the one, and Filthy's going after that because he knows it's the one thing I'm trying to get worked on in my life. While my grandpa has still around to be a help to me and me a help to him. It was SSI or school, and I told this story, and I've already picked what I picked, and then I went through it, and I went through clinicals, and I graduated and everything, and I'm in it. I've chosen my path. I'll unblock you from IG, JM. I guess I got you blocked. I don't know. I got random numbers messaging me asking me if I am in this place or that. Yeah, I'm having an anxiety attack. People don't understand that. They've always thought I guess, lied about fucking having anxiety. I don't fucking know anymore. Is your name JM Poser Exposer on Instagram? Because I'm having kind of a hard time finding it. Yeah, I don't see you on my block list, JM. I don't have anybody named Jonathan blocked. Nobody at all. Probably a lot of Jonathan 1978s, but you're not, there's no Jonathan in my block list, so you just look up official Squarework Media and add and follow me, and I'll get the requests and follow you back. Or ludicrous, and you can stop for the saying that Rebel, like, I think you guys misunderstood when I said the text message because, you know, it don't matter. It's about Rebel. Yeah, until I know what that main account channel URL number is, or if I go through and unblock them all, it's not going to be unblocked, no offense. I have a lot of other things going on right now. I'm sorry. Nothing against you. Like Carolina, he's, you know, he's been a friend to me. And I'm definitely gonna ask him about that stuff. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, if he doesn't hate, and it doesn't seem like he hates some Gene, then how can he really be what y'all say he is? How do you know he just maybe made a poor choice in playing that? I don't know. You know, then again, you're just gonna say, "Oh, you come on now, you're not that gullible, whatever." No, seriously, like I don't assume that I can just tell what people's intentions are. Things are not always as they seem. Well, JM, if you want to get that number to me, you can just email me, Ian, literally my name, Ian Jagger Wilson at gmail.com. I got that email address years and years ago before anyone else could, because I'm probably one of the few people that actually have. Well, no, there might be someone else that's named exactly like me. Very Very few people probably. So yeah, it's just straight up Ian Jagger Wilson at gmail.com. I've already been doxxed, so I'm not going to be afraid to say my name. And if the rule is you can only be doxxed once, then, you know, people shouldn't get mad if I happen to say their names. That's if I know you by your real name or first name, at least. Yeah, hi, young lame girl. I know that MTP was trying to get me to trust him. He said it in Jane. I think I've got the receipts of people sending me the proof. Like, there are a lot of people that are trying to help decide because they know I don't have the vision to see what's really going on. You don't have to integrate your Facebook and Instagram. I don't. I keep them separate. I just made an Instagram account and I don't have it linked to my Facebook. I mean, they want you to do that, but you don't have to. I mean, because mm, I'm pretty sure that I didn't allow that. Like, if I want to post something, yeah, it'll give me the option to share it to Facebook, but I had to connect my account because whenever I go to settings, like I'll go right here for you now. I'll go to the settings and I'll go to account center, which is the meta thing. I don't like the meta thing either, but the only profiles I have is this one. You know, I don't have any. Manage your connected experiences accounts settings across like Facebook, X, and Instagram. If I go to accounts, I only have my Instagram account on here. You know, so I keep my Instagram and Facebook separate. You can do that. So, you know, Jane, if you want to send something you can't figure out, do it through Instagram. You get to send it to that email. It's a one of a kind email. I'll never get rid of it. Not many people can say they got their name at, you know, their email provider without having to put numbers by it or whatever. You know, like Lord Luda acting cool and then trying to say, oh, I was at school. I was not escorted out. The only time I did get fired from the pain clinic after my wreck I was going to because I had weed in my system and it wasn't legal at the time. So I mean, there's a reason why. I mean, other than that, discharge, that was like 2013, 14, you know, that was a long time ago. So, no, I still under the care of a doctor and a therapist since I've been back home from my psych eval and my treatment, which I am not incompetent. You know, I wasn't committed by a court or ruled incompetent. So therefore, the only thing that's barring me or having to have my granddad keep my firearm in his storage is because I have to finish the rest of the bud I got, surrender my card, and then get it all out of my system before I can technically, legally be around it or have it in my possession. And, you know, and of course, these people, they're going to say they don't want that. They're going to point to my once, really in a lifetime. The only reason why it's been twice is because, well, the other time, me being younger in the forest really didn't count. But I just made a very, very reckless mistake that morning. And I had a malfunction as well. And that came out of the cop's own mouth from what he was looking at on the deal. And that's why my granddad had it taken and looked at and, you know, serviced. But y'all ain't never hear about that or know anything about that till all now. He just figured that I was reckless or fucked up and just decided to shoot pew pew pew, but that's not what happened. I was disassembling and dry firing practice, and yeah, I basically almost fucking took my hand off. But instead, I took a refrigerator out. So because they know that, they're like, oh, he shouldn't be allowed to. It's a good thing that the charges were bogus and I was able to beat them. It's a good thing that these people are not people that make laws or can, you know, put people on a list and exclude them just because they don't like them. But I grew up all my life around firearms. I know firearm safety like the back of my hand. Never your finger on the trigger. Never point at something unless you're sure you're firing at it. You're going to fire at it. Make sure you know what's behind your object to fire. I could go further and go through them all, but I mean, you know, always have it pointed in a safe direction. It was pointed in a safe direction that day. It just, there happened to be one in there and it went out through the wall. But the reason why I said I almost took my hand off is because it was sort of resting on my hand, and I could tell that it hadn't been like I just thought to myself that I must have cocked it and not dry fired that last one. So that's why I just pulled and it went off. You know what the mistake was that I made? I did not check my muzzle indicator, my barrel indicator to see that there was an actual bullet in my barrel. That's what I didn't see. So, because of that small indiscretion, well, you know the rest. I don't know if I really even want an apology anymore. I feel so like conflicted and back and forth on all this shit. I really do. I didn't know what I was doing when I came on here, and I don't even know if I think I know now still yet what I'm trying to do. But I feel like my whole self image has been put on a stake to be, to have tomatoes thrown at it and be ridiculed and everything else, and it just tortures my mind. People don't get it. They don't understand it. It's not fun having your sanity questioned and different things, and you know, Fusion proudly admitted that what he's been doing has been making a lot of people laugh, and it's about drove me insane. I don't know a clearer confession than that. It's not trolling. You didn't almost make me go insane. You did try to make me go insane. It was institutionalized. Well, I wasn't institutionalized, but I was put on a temp hold against my will. And you tried to make me appear crazy and stuff because of the emotions that I have, that I wear on like my heart on my sleeve, and I can't help it. That's just who I am. Just like you can't change how you like to fuck with people for some whatever reason. So Books, you and Bird really was just gonna try to use me. I mean, you obviously was to get the heat off of y'all. Oh yeah, what is that? Oh, that's right. That's the sound of a ball, because when you don't have anything to do uh, currently, and you're stressed out from all the bullshit that one fucking son of a bitch has managed to put on you month after month. You know, you can spend your Saturday, if you want to, in the state legally smoking to try to numb the pain. And while it may be kind of counterintuitive and actually the wrong way to go about using flour, traditionally speaking, it does do the job for me. It blunts the depression and the sadness. Too bad I'm down to just flour now. I'm getting closer and closer to my detox period because I don't have any sodas or chocolate bars or anything like that. Do I have the money to go buy them? Sure. Am I going to? No. No, I'm not. No, I've already wasted enough money this year on that shit. Yeah, I know it's more mental, but that's what I'm expecting and looking forward to. It's just like yesterday, I was able to make it just taking two Suboxones. And if I can, that's what I'm going to do today. You know,
if I can maybe bear a little bit and exercise some of this shit out, put some salve on it, and that avoids me having to pop out a third strip, and I'm gonna do it. And if I can start making that a regular every fucking day thing and integrate it somehow, I'm gonna do it. Not because just from these people making me self conscious and stuff, but just to show myself that I can, to make it easier and on myself whenever I get called names falsely or whatever. I don't get upset because I am sensitive. That's why I'm sensitive. People can, they'll blame, they'll say, oh, he's crying and all like that because he's on drugs and he's not feeling it. And if I was on drugs, like on them in that illicit way, I wouldn't be crying. I would be fucking talking shit. I would be arrogant. I wouldn't be humble. Like, I wouldn't even know what kind of person the difference it would be if you had known me back in the day when I really was that guy. I kept quiet. I rode with the people I rode with, but you know, I that's why I got the nickname Whip Man Willie, was because I was the wit man. Whenever there was a trip, especially far off to a party or something, I was the one driving us. One of the reasons was I was the only guy that was fortunate enough to have a car at the age of 16, 17. But other than that, also, I was a good driver. And during my high school years, I had practice of driving from back and forth between Nashville and Missouri on big interstates. So I had a lot of experience already at a young age of driving. And it's interesting to note that from the age of 16 up until about the age of 25, until 24, 25 was when I had my first automobile. So I went almost nearly a decade of driving without any accidents ever. And I'm talking about driving as a young person, with all that entails, and driving back and forth from your dad's in Nashville to your grandparents' in Missouri during the summer and stuff, because I would go home in the summer and see friends from here, and then I'd come back school time and see my friends I hadn't seen all summer from Nashville. That's what I did. And, you know, I started out being prescribed Boost Bar, and then chlorhexidate, Vistaril, whatever, Panamate, and all those other like controlled or controversial drug. I tried those all, and if I didn't have weird feelings or thoughts from them like that Boost Bar shit, then I would be completely like act like a zombie, according to even my family. They told the doctor that. So that's why it eventually, and I explained all this, and that is why I was given, because benzodiazepine treatment, because it's not given to anybody as a first line of treatment in anxiety. it's given extreme cases of bad anxiety, even if the person's just got regular anxiety disorder diagnosed. They have episodes like that, and those other drugs don't have any effect, then that's their next line. And I never had have had any issue. First of all, when I was an active addict, yeah, I was a weed smoker and I took pain meds. I guess you consider those downers. But when it came to sedatives or things like, Xanax and stuff like that, I never was the type to take that. The one time I took them when I was a kid, they had put me in such a deep sleep that these people used my car and had hit me several times and trying to wake me up because my grandparents were calling me because it was past curfew and all this shit. And I didn't wake up until late, late in the night, bruised and fucking then get told about how my friends fucking picked me up and put me in the back seat of my car and drove my car around town. That shit was crazy and uncool and uncalled for. I don't have a vehicle at the moment, but I have money set aside to look for a vehicle when the time comes whenever I start getting back out working. you know, but that money was to be used on my future, and that's what it's going to be used on. As much as some parts of me wanted to go out and hire a lawyer and stuff, but there you have your answer to why I let people up on panel and try to make peace and try to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're not as bad people as I thought, or as they somehow demonstrated and acted sometimes. That's the only reason why. And then Gene Team and all them's gonna get fucking mad at me, and Gene say he just wants to see me sweat. Like, dude, fuck that. Like, I got issues, and you want to talk about you want to see me sweat? Like, that's not cool, man. Like, that'd be like if I knew you had some condition and you'd done something that I'd gotten pissed off about wrongfully, I might add, and to take my anger and frustration out on you, I decide to subject you to some treatment that will fit perfectly with your condition and exacerbate it. Like, fuck that, dude. Really? If he did call me that, I'm not a basket case. I've never been ruled incompetent. The only thing is I have some psychiatric challenges. You can call them disorders, whatever. That does not make a person incompetent. That does not make them crazy. It doesn't. If that was the case, then God help us, because we have police and everybody else, I'm sure, even plenty of people with guns and stuff that suffer from depression and stuff. Some probably even undiagnosed. So I don't know, Gene. I like Bocon. I have no problem with him. See that hack I just made? So what do you think it's going to sound like when I go to sleep and the mic's muffled and you hear it? You think you're not going to hear something like this? You don't think you'll hear something like that? That's not a death rattle, you dumbass. That's me fucking snoring with a pillow and fucking mic muffled combined. I think if it was a death rattle and the fact that y'all just sat there and watched it, wouldn't there eventually come a point where I'd stop breathing? And then you would have heard eventually my granddad come in here and yeah, but that's not what happened. Because just like I've been saying, y'all been lying about me being an active addiction. Except for maybe YouTube or the weed. I'll admit to those. I mean, yeah, I fucked up. And I fucked up in those areas. I ain't gonna lie about that. I ain't gonna lie about anything. So, you gonna eat some Captain D's? Some D's nuts? I'm just kidding. No, but Captain D's, man, that is some good ass fish. I love the little crispy pieces you get extra with it, the little cracklings and batter. Like, man, I love that shit. I'm gonna end up making a homemade pizza, high quality one tonight. But I think for lunch, I'm gonna have a little bit of a late lunch, but it's just gonna be some simple things around the house. Some meat and potatoes and, you know, basically that type of thing. What Gene lied to Melinda about? No, I mean, that's more important, dude. Put the phone away. Like, go spend time with your wife. And JM, I am sorry for what I said about her. Like, dude, I'm not a bad person. I'm not an addict. And this shit all went way too far, man. And you gotta see that. If you can't, then I guess you just can't. And we'll go on our separate ways. There's nothing, I don't think, really to listen more or talk about. I had forgot that I was over at Johnny's for a minute because that was when I was trying to fall asleep. And then when I got up and seen him live, I was like, oh, he's live? Like, duh. Like, that was a brain fart from hell. But yeah, I was over there because I wanted to hear what he had to say. It's like Triple T saying that I brought everything the Workyverse does to me on myself. I really, really could say like bullshit on that because, you know, somebody or uh, what's his name? Canine Rescue had to come up with the idea to get my address and stuff for somebody else, or he got it just to be able to sell it, knowing that other people would want it. And it started back then, and I wasn't doing anything to any of y'all except for the fact that that one night, and this had started before that night, but one night I thought who were four people that I was becoming friendly with, then went on over on a different panel and trashed me like a bag. So I got highly upset and I said something I regretted and I've apologized for immensely. What was it? I wished cancer. I took it back and I apologized because even though they were wrong, I was just as wrong as saying that. And some would argue even went maybe a step further. Who knows? But this campaign against me and tarnishing my image and trolling me, going after me, malicious attacks, phone calls, whatever, all you want to call it, it is purely not all done, nor was it started out to be done because of an altruistic reasoning of some sort. They wanted that, I think, to be my case, perhaps, a lot of the time. I don't think they really ever knew, just like they don't, and because they can't, because they're not living with me or anything. Um, they can't just solely judge off of those streams of me asleep. If they do, then they're severely limiting what they're judging, and they're judging a bad cover of a book and not the whole book. No, those are real birds. I have my window on in my room, up in my room, and I like to. No, I'm not nodding off. I'm about to go eat lunch. I'm actually about to get off here, but no, I'm not nodding off. The birds are real because my window is open, and my dog likes to hear the other dogs and birds and stuff. And so I leave the window open for him. And I also leave it open on account that I vape and different things and I want it to air out. Anyways, everyone have a good lunch. I don't know what my future holds right now.
really. I mean, if Filthy is really not going to, I mean, hell, fuck, if he didn't want to apologize or nothing, he don't feel bad for everything he's done, fine. But at the very least, he could leave me alone. If he can't do that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I can't be on here and have him fucking with me. And I cannot be off here and have him fucking with me either. So I'm kind of in a catch-22, which is why I go from hiding my profile to thinking I'm done to going back out, just in case anyone wants to know. Yeah,